I made it.
Sup?
Well, I can hear Jagger at least.
Yeah.
Jagger, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well,
Now I hear you.
Oh, that's weird. I guess Jagger magically fixed everything.
Oh, so you guys weren't able to hear each other? Or what?
Huh?
I couldn't hear Blau.
Oh.
He could hear me.
Huh.
But now it worked. For some reason when you're back, it's like you're a magic feather or something.
Is there another computer in this room or something?
I mean, I had myself muted. I don't think it would have muted someone else, though, but I guess it's possible.
Well, I could hear him, but he couldn't hear me.
So how far are we into the game right now?
Almost halfway.
Yeah. I feel like it's more than halfway. But then again, I also feel like the game is pretty much over once you fight Ridley.
Let's see. As far as cutscenes go, like the credits are really long and like there's nothing really going on with those. So those are, I would vote that we could just skip those anyway, regardless.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? My mind completely blank. Oh, is the bot still running?
Yes. And I fixed the thing so you could actually type exclamation votes to see the totals so far. Or, like, as they progress.
Am I still having to show cutscenes?
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
In spite of the trouble at the beginning.
Yeah, do you, like, is coding basically, like, trying to come up with 10 different ways to type something to make it work?
Not usually.
Okay, usually you have some...
creating 10 lines of bugs.
I guess usually you would, be more competent at the language you're trying to code in. Because I was learning from scratch.
Yeah. But since you're dealing with a lot of brackets and parentheses and stuff like that, that's when you can end up having to retype a couple of times.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's an uneven amount.
Yeah. It really should have a closing bracket. I don't know how that works as it does.
I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going.
But we can always blame Chase.
Yeah, that's true. He actually was helping me write the initial process. We just didn't have a way to actually send it out, like display it in the chat. It was specifically designed to be able to display on stream. But only when I was streaming, so.
Am I going the wrong way? I have no idea at this point.
I haven't gotten the stream up yet. I'm gonna assume maybe. You go down there. Wait. Yeah. Wait. No. Wait a minute. Did you just come back to Sector 3? I think you go up. Like, the door was locked, right?
Yeah, I unlocked some door.
Yeah, you go up. Where you were before, sorry.
But the thing is pointing in this direction. I couldn't find anything when I went up. Just a dead end.
And we're starting to get some people in the chat as well.
Eventually.
I found it. It's the pencil.
Well, they've joined. They haven't said anything yet. But they've joined.
Okay.
So chances are they're watching.
Samus, use of the grapple beam is authorized. Get to Anthony and cover him.
Okay, I think, Blau, your mic might be quiet. Is
it?
anyone else noticed?
I'm not really talking much, so I think it would be hard for them to notice.
It goes quiet at random intervals.
Or does it?
Like it sounds fine for a while, and then it just.
I'm talking about on stream.
Oh,
like it. For me, I think he's using Skype on his.
Yeah, I'm using Skype on my phone. So to you guys, I will sound different than I will to the screen.
That might be okay. This guy, yeah, I remember, I think it was 35 shots to kill him, or 7 charge shots, and it seemed like missiles did about as much as a charge. Not sure. I was basically just comparing a bunch of different runs from different people. Just so happened to get lucky and find one run that used only regular shots.
Is there a way to trigger the attack?
Regular shots on them.
Yeah, like generally, if you're gonna be using the beam at all, you're probably gonna wanna be using regular shots in between sense moves.
That was way faster to just use regular shots.
It's like with the sense move, you get a chance to very quickly charge. So
you get called out here too?
Called?
Commander gave us a new directive to move as a unit. Our gather point.
Yeah, and you fight him several times, so that'll help in the future as well.
I figure I'd just take a look around.
Yeah.
That's when I got jumped by those things you just saw.
Probably the least fun boss in the game.
Oh, he is such a jerk.
Geothermal power plant to open the magma eruption.
The last time I fight him actually is a lot quicker though with super missiles.
Yeah.
You could pretty much stun lock him.
Well, that's nice.
You just have to make sure the first shot is during something where he can't dodge, because he likes to dodge a lot.
How you feeling about the commander, huh?
Right.
Like if he's in the air and he's trying to dive bomb at you, he's just going straight towards you. It's a really good opportunity to super missile him.
Alright, more cutscenes.
Ian has arrived at the drive unit.
I mean, this game is essentially cutscene the video
I
game.
know this is a routine fix, but don't let your guard down. There were 300 people on board. Their lives are in your hands.
See, I also kind of want to look into rapid-fire missiles against them. Because that would be interesting.
Commander!
Missiles can be fired pretty quickly.
The unit is overheating beyond our estimates, sir.
I just don't know values for, like,
Unit meltdown imminent.
damage dealt. It's something I would need to ask a Tasser about, and no one currently tasses the game.
But Ian's still inside! Adam, I can reach him. Give me the order, please!
Lock and secure the shielding doors now.
Adam, wait!
Sometimes it's trivial, but sometimes information like that can make things a lot easier.
That's Ian! That's your little brother out there!
We're out of time, sir.
Adam, please, let me go. You have to trust me. Just give me a chance!
Commence drive unit disposal immediately.
Oh yeah, you have editor on the main channel, huh? Nice.
Adam
Oh, I have it
was
on both channels now.
We had waited any longer.
Oh, sweet.
it would have meant the
After
end
the
of
last
those
time I
who tried
streamed
to
on
rescue us,
Presents,
and the end
Yeah,
of
he
us
finally
all.
fixed that.
there was no
I
way
knew
for me to
that.
change it, and nobody with editor powers was in the chat that night. I texted Britt, I was like, hey, I need to be an editor on Presents.
Yeah.
At the very least, you wouldn't be standing here now. That's what the commander was most scared of.
I actually wasn't even an editor until like last week.
Probably added you when he added me then.
I was childish.
Roughly around the same time, I think. It's just like I wasn't online at the time, so like I
Right.
wasn't using the channel anyway, so he had no reason to remember to add me.
Right.
Look, forget it. Sorry for hitting your nerve. We better get going anyhow. Man,
I imagine probably I'll be using the
something
channel
like that happen now?
for all my A Link Between Worlds practice, unless somebody claims a time slot I
Let's
can
forget about it.
play
I'm out.
at. Then I'll
I
probably
knew
use
the
my
question
channel.
Anthony was suppressing.
I think we can finish the game today.
If something like that happened again,
If not, I'm pretty much available
I
all
would
week.
hold
So
fast to that glimmer of hope and try for redemption.
Like I scheduled it
That's who I
until
am.
like I made sure to have a little bit of buffer between you and Phil just in case you had to go over or something like that. I figured like this should take about 3 hours, maybe a little more with cutscenes as well.
I thought it was like a 4-hour game with cutscenes.
Yeah, well, like the things that save a lot of time are just tons and tons of little movement, like getting through rooms. If you're dealing with enemies that you can just run past, that it only costs a couple seconds here and there, but like it adds up a lot throughout the game.
Right.
And especially with longer games.
Yeah, and this is one of the longest. It's the second longest Metroid game.
What's the longest?
Corruption.
Ah. Well then, I guess that figures that Baltus would take that one.
Yeah. And Baltus, like, has ran it in the last 2 Metroid marathons, I think.
He seems to usually pick games that keep him in it for the long haul.
Yeah. I kind of felt like pretty much anyone could fill autofill most of these games, but the 3D ones, I really wanted someone who had played it before.
Right.
Because, like, it takes a really long time to learn them.
I played this before, and I just didn't play it recently, and I'm still
Yeah.
constantly lost.
Yeah, this one wasn't so big a deal. It's like Prime 1 and 2, there are so many options as to where to go, and it's so easy to lose track of what you've done and what you need, that it really helps for someone to have recently played it several times.
Yeah, and there is a guide system, but it usually takes a while to kick in.
Yeah. For this Minithon's purposes, pretty much I'll be the guide.
Yeah.
Going fishing.
I'm a little faster than the hidden system. A little bit.
So what's going to be my fastest option here?
Yeah, there are a lot of things to note about this boss, but
Is missile spam my best option?
it's just like kind of hard to execute shots. Like when it's jumping over the islands like that, you could manually aim and shoot it out of the air, and like sometimes it'll land on the island to give you another free shot. Sometimes it'll just like bounce into the lava instead, and it's also kind of hard to aim. You have to shoot like quite a ways in front of it, like aim for the chin basically, and it has to be oriented properly. So for now, I think the beam is generally the best bet until you get super missiles.
I like the concept of this boss though.
Yeah, fishing.
Lava fishing.
Yep. And when it's like spitting rocks at you, you might want to shoot a charge shot to stun it. I think in general that's a pretty safe way to fight it.
Oh yeah.
And making use of the sense move to instantly charge helps a lot as well. It's really weird how the charge beam works in this. It's like it does a variable amount of damage, I guess, depending on the beam you've upgraded to. Like with the regular power beam, it's I think 11 times more powerful, and with the ice beam, I think it's 6 times more powerful. And now that you have wave, it's 5 times, and with plasma it's like 4 times, give or take.
Come on, I've since moved out of the way of that.
So is the offset with the strength of the beam itself enough to counteract that, or do it actually get weaker?
Well, the reason you would want to use the regular beam generally is that you just don't have time between attacks to get a full charge in. And since like an attack usually leads to a sense move where you're gonna quickly charge anyway, you might as well get that little bit of chip damage in between. So, like, you get 2 or 3 shots in, and then you get 2 or 3 more shots in the next round. You're just getting... it's accumulating, like, fractions of a charge beam worth of damage each time.
That's where I came from. I do believe we are closing in on Ridley.
You'll notice if you try using regular beams against Ridley, like, he goes down surprisingly quickly.
Track it and put an end to it.
Ridley's the hardest fight in this game.
One thing I really do like about Other M is the sense of mobility. It's not really present in the Prime game.
I suppose. Just like the way the movement feels, I guess.
It's a bit speedier as well.
Okay. The Prime games have a very steep learning curve where, like, you feel like you're going really slow, and then luckily when you get really good, it feels really fast, and you watch a speedrun, it's just a completely different game.
Yeah, especially if you do that scan jumping.
Yeah, very much. It's a very fast way of traveling. Remember how to get this with this room? Yeah, this room is one of those exceptions where even if you're, like, usually when you're going fast, you pretty much outrun enemies and nothing really bothers you, but in here you gotta do a few things and they wind up catching up to you. Tends to be
Annoying.
tends to be kind of worth it to just stop and kill them.
Where's the computer screen?
I wonder. Well, I guess the door is locked until the environmental thing is triggered.
Dang it, it's one more. I didn't even know that guy was there.
Just saw that. Good job, Custer. That's a pretty fun game if you're patient enough for it.
Yeah, I like the game too, but it's easy to see why people felt it wasn't like the Metroid they expected.
See, I went into this game with no expectations.
You also could have gotten a Shine Spark to skip a couple floors of stairs.
Yeah, I've never been able to do that though. I do know what you're talking about though.
Shine Sparks are always fun.
I tried.
It's weird
before,
though,
and
like
I just couldn't get it.
if you're too close, if you're like on the left side, you'll be blocked off by the railing of the stairs. So it's you kind of, I don't know if you have to go down the right side, but it helps a lot to be able to actually get on top of the thing. It's frustrating to actually get the spark and then miss the ledge. Also, what you could do on these rotating things is you could like jump up onto the middle of them and then jump straight up and wall jump off the upper one to get onto the higher ledge without having to rotate all the way around. You could try that on the last one. It's actually surprisingly easy to do.
Too late. Oh yeah, this way. Definitely a speed booster hallway.
Okay.
What the? Why didn't it let me?
Oh man. Also, these guys die really quickly with the wave beam now.
I forgot about that.
Oh dang. Yeah, the path is pretty much clear the first time through, and as soon as you get hit once.
Yep.
By the way, I guess I haven't gone over this yet, but for those who don't know, who weren't in here a couple days ago, we are having a vote as to whether we skip or play the cutscenes. Currently, we're at 6 votes to play and 2 votes to skip.
Every time I get one of these cutscenes, I just can't seem to get the sense move off.
I think that's 5-3 now, yeah.
Oh, and we're back at this guy.
And we're done with this guy for now.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. This elevator is so picky. Like, you have to be standing still for such a long time before it activates.
What's down here?
And if you're not used to it, you think, oh, I'm just not standing in the right position, so you keep shifting, but that's just delaying it even longer.
Oh, that was... Is this a return hatch?
There's nothing down here.
I don't think I ever noticed this before.
Yeah, this is pretty much for after you get the missile tank there. I need to figure out a consistent way to get back on the grapples instead, though. I don't like having to go all the way down there and around. I know there's a way to get on to the grapples. I just can't do it reliably. I also kind of wish you could choose not to swing to the next grapple point and just, like, cut it off. Also, in this big room, you could just go straight across and, like, skip having to go zigzag across the entire thing. And there's a trick where you stand in a certain spot and just jump straight up, and you can get to one of the last grapple points.
Really? Why is this door locked?
Yeah, I believe you were supposed to take the grapple points across. Yeah, this is the part. Okay. Did you see the pillars in the background? Yeah, pretty much M banker.
Honestly, I think they put the grapple beam in this game for the sake of appeasing fans that are used to it. It really feels like it's shoehorned in.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of just, like, when you just press a button and it automatically does an action like that.
It's like, for the way it works, why didn't they just have doors that you have to use a missile on?
Yeah.
I'm like that about pretty much everything that tries to be smart, like searching or context things. Because sometimes you want to do something else,
Yeah.
and the algorithm chooses what it thinks.
It's a bit of a peeve of mine. In Metroid Prime, it kind of auto-aims for you if you're close enough to a target. If you're close enough to aiming to a target. Like, not only will it shoot at the closest enemy, like if your reticle's close enough, but it will track its movement and compensate for it. So if it's just dashing to avoid your shot, then you're gonna shoot too far to the side and you're gonna miss. And I know that, so I try to aim like a little short of that. But the game's like, oh, you're gonna miss, so we're gonna shoot further. You didn't actually want to aim there. Hopefully you remember where to point.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this could take a while, because like even if you point at it, it might not let you
took a
target
while.
for a few seconds.
It took a while.
When
the
I first played
time,
this,
because the
I was
room
using a TV
so
that was
dark.
kind of dark in and of itself. So trying to look for this spot, it was pitch black all over. I spent like
vaguely remembered
15
what I
or
was
20
looking
minutes
for.
trying to hover over every single spot I could.
There it is.
A bit better with my new TV.
I knew I had to target a door, but I didn't think it was literally the door I came through.
Duh. This ain't good. Well, only one thing to do, huh? Let's tear this
Yeah, the
thing
first
up.
time I did this was on a TV that
Leave
was
this one to me.
so dark
Don't waste your plasma.
that I could not see anything in the room at all.
Yeah. And also, fun fact, like when you go into first person mode in the second part of the search and find thing, it teleports you to a specific position no matter where you are. Wait, it actually hits you with the fire? Huh.
Oops.
Use your super missiles.
Come on, Sensor Bar, you can do it.
Alright, now what's the trick here? If you never shoot him with a missile, he never goes invulnerable?
Missiles aren't very effective. When he goes and he will go invulnerable after a certain amount of damage. I think roughly 6 charge beams or something like that. At that point, you shoot him with a super missile to make him vulnerable again.
Right. Here's the scene everybody hates.
And the votes are at 5-3 to play it. So here we go. It can't be.
This scene really doesn't make sense, because this is like, what, the 6th, 7th time she's fought him?
Copy. Samus,
She shouldn't be surprised.
Samus, use your plasma beam.
I counted it before. I want to say like 4 or 5.
Samus, do you read me?
Still a lot.
Hey, I'm Doug.
Still, she's fought him enough times by this point that she shouldn't be surprised at Hey, here he is.
Oh yeah, is our echo just kind of the way it is? Like going really long or something?
Echo? What? There shouldn't be an echo.
Yeah, there's no echo for me. So I think it's just how it ends up on the stream.
They're saying it's just Jagger, but I don't hear an echo.
No, it's echoing. It's echoing mine and Kenyon's voice.
That's weird. Oh, you know what? I think I know
It's
why.
probably just echoing because we're communicating telepathically. It's just how telepathic voicing sounds.
Okay, say something.
No.
I mean, I don't know if it's still echoing or not, or if they can even still hear you.
I'll find out in a bit.
But my theory was that having the microphone plugged in, it automatically goes to my making sounds normally through my default channel, which is what I believe is being picked up. I don't know. I'm sure I don't
sounds
make any
good now.
sense here either.
Good work.
That means that we had
did it.
a bunch of echo last time and nobody said anything.
It sounded good last time. Like, I checked at the beginning of the stream.
Well,
maybe it
you were the
changed,
only
I don't know.
commentator, so you couldn't really hear yourself. And it wasn't me that was echoing, it's just a Skype call.
I know Skype has a tendency to just change settings spontaneously, so it very well could have changed whether or not you changed anything yourself.
Oh, jeez. Oh. I think that's gonna do it.
Oh, dang. The echo started 10 minutes ago? I thought it was echoing the whole time. Or, oh no, it was... I think the echo was just, like, not noticeable before.
Who knows?
Yeah, and, like, when you deal enough damage for it to change, usually, it'll kind of nail down and it'll give you a chance to do a overblast, and that's pretty good against him, I believe. So, he'll do that if the last hit is when he's on the ground. Otherwise, it'll just skip that. And nice thing about doing that as well is that when, like, as soon as you blast him with the overlast, you're like right next to him, and you could just stare at him until he's targetable, so you could super missile him right away.
Man, you have like no time to dodge that attack.
Yeah.
I even pressed it that time, still didn't dodge it.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, I was all the way across the arena and he still got me. And now he's just spamming it.
Dang. Well, I guess he knows it works now. Oh, man.
I mean, she should have known he would get back up. Ridley just doesn't die.
Why not toss him in the lava?
I wondered if Anthony was conscious as he hit bottom. Unbearable thoughts welled up in me.
How come
making me
she
want to
could
get as
lock
far
on
away as I
and shoot a
could.
power beam?
I
Why can't
regretted
we lock on
not
and shoot
being
power
able to
beams?
protect him. And I regretted
She didn't have
thinking,
authorization to
even
do
for
so.
a moment,
Oh.
that he would betray me. Or fail
Actually,
to
we
come
can
to
if
my
we
aid
run
at
out
the
of
expense
missiles.
of his own safety.
It's generally not a good strategy to have no missiles all the time.
Alright. Now that we're through that boss, we get to just follow the plot for a while.
Till Nightmare, right?
Yeah, back to the elevator. Yeah.
Nightmare's the next boss, right? Right?
Like through the ball shooter, and it should take you straight to the elevator pretty much. It's gonna be sector 1, I believe.
Almost to the point where I get the space jump screw attack.
Something was gnawing at me. Communication with Adam had ceased.
Yeah.
From the deleter's
And she gets a
point of
little
view,
sassy.
Adam would
Any
represent the
objections,
largest threat.
Adam?
Yeah.
Without question,
It's
his
that
life
time.
had to be in danger.
Time to chase the fastest person in
It was
existence.
Adam Malkovich. He wouldn't go down easily. And Adam would already know about the deleter. So there's no way he would let his guard down. If that was the case, then why couldn't I reach him? What did he think of the unfolding situation? And And what was he planning to do next? My racing thoughts started to frustrate me.
That name is really jarring. The Deleter.
She refers to him by like 3 other names beforehand and settles on that.
Well, nobody ever accused Samus of being very creative.
Well, yesterday I accused her of being dense.
This elevator is bound for Sector 1.
And
Like,
not
as in an object with a lot
slow-minded.
of density. I should probably heal up. Okay, how do I do these roly-polies again? Shoot a missile at them?
Super missile now. It should kill him in one hit, but sometimes it's like a little bit off and it just like knocks him over. But if that happens, you could just lethal strike him. You could also stun him with a bomb like previously. Like the other incarnations.
See you later, game fan.
I guess I'm supposed to go all the way up here. Or not. I wasn't supposed to go up at all, was I?
No, you weren't supposed to go up.
Awesome.
Let's see. Now the trick is figuring out which direction the door was.
The other direction.
It was the left archway. Alright. This should... Now you have enough missiles to pretty much kill the rest of the bosses without refilling. Well... Theoretically.
Any objections, Adam?
I bet Phoenix Wright has some objections.
Probably.
Any objections, Adam?
Finally, the best hack in the game.
By the way, there is no reason why space jump shouldn't give you infinite height, because there's a ceiling in, I would assume, every room.
But it doesn't. Because other end.
Maybe there isn't. Maybe that's why.
Same reason that bomb jumps don't give you infinite height.
Yeah, the thing about bombs, by the way, there's an invisible ceiling when you try to infinite bomb jump. Normally it starts out as high as you can jump. So, like, you can't gain more height than a regular jump could give you. When you get space jump, that ceiling goes up to the height of your space jump as well.
Is there any way
Metroid
to get
games
past
shouldn't
the
have
ceiling?
invisible walls or ceilings.
Yeah, it really irritates me in games.
Like, I understand invisible walls when it's like a wall for where there's literally nothing. Like an ocean. Okay, there's a wall blocking you from going into the ocean.
I suppose so.
But a lot of times these walls are like, you can't jump higher than you can jump.
I'm not a member of the Galactic Federation. I came here because I intercepted
That
the
objection
defense
was
force.
almost well
I'm a
timed.
bounty hunter. And I know that something is after you.
And this game especially has so many invisible walls. Like, in the main sector, there are these, like, 3-foot tall railings with invisible walls going all the way up.
Right.
So
Thank
you
you.
could easily hop that. You could
I'm
practically
Samus Aran.
just step over the railings,
What's your name?
but it doesn't let you.
Madeline?
Time for more exposition.
Behind closed doors, the Galactic Federation was trying to create a special forces unit composed of bioweapons. In order to make it happen, they were attempting to create an organization modeled after the space pirates, with the Zebesians at the center. But because of a certain presence, the life forms became ferocious.
This is where they talk about cloning,
We
by the
were
way.
no longer able to control them.
By a certain presence. She must have meant Ridley. So you sent out the distress signal, even though it endangered your life?
I had to. I felt there was a real danger
I like
here,
your hairpin.
that if left as is, the Zebesians would continue to evolve and resurrect as real space pirates.
Is that a Metroid?
If that danger was real, then the risk of withholding information to protect herself was too great, clearly.
Is that why you like
And
it?
yet,
Because it's a
Wasn't
Metroid?
she the one who set the facility's system to self-destruct? In silence, I praised her courage and
I guess
sense
it's
of
not a Metroid.
responsibility.
It kind of looked like one from afar.
At the same time,
Yeah.
her argument had some holes.
It needs a little
Say that
green
the Zebesians, under
blob
Ridley's
around
influence,
to be a
became
Metroid.
super aggressive. Would that really lead to the resurrection of the space pirates? Without a malicious force to lead them down that path, wouldn't they continue to merely follow their instincts, ultimately becoming no more than a swarm of feral creatures? Regardless, it was clear that the Galactic Federation was ready to consign their enormous mistake to oblivion. And that's why they sent a deleter. And as for Madeline and others who knew the secret? But wait, there was another inconsistency in her story. Why go to such lengths at all? With just a small flexing of the Galactic Federation's military force, they should have been able to destroy a facility of this scope with ease. So why didn't they?
Actually, there was an even more dangerous plan. Come with me.
What? That's not possible. The Metroids were terminated along with Zebes. Yes. And the last of them, the baby, met its end above my head.
You're Samus Aran, right? The one who annihilated the space pirates? Metroid remnants were attached to your suit when you returned from Zebes. They were reproduced from a piece of cell structure salvaged by the Federation, and they are in this facility.
I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least somewhat presentable.
And Ridley in the same way.
At first, no one thought that the creature was Ridley. They didn't think it had potential as a bioweapon at all. They raised it like a pet, calling it Little Birdie.
Furby.
Until one day, it attacked one of the researchers and got away. Ridley had played dead and lured the scientist into his cage. What was left? It was a horrible sight.
But in order to
Somehow I
control Metroids,
expected that
you
thing
needed
to turn
one's
into
telepathy.
Ridley. I don't know why.
You don't. You didn't recreate a Mother Brain
I didn't
clone,
think I
did
would
you?
ever see it again until the first time.
It's artificial intelligence. We developed an AI program that would reproduce Mother Brain's thought processes. We called it MB.
But it was just a program. It wasn't the mother herself.
MB evolved as it communicated with the Metroids. It appears as though it began to become self-aware, much like the original Mother Brain. It's really quite remarkable.
That's when it became clear to me just why Madeline was so afraid of the space pirate's resurrection. It wasn't that her story had holes in it. Through the holes were glimpses of the danger that was right before her eyes. If everything she said was true... Where are the Metroids and MB?
They're in an area called
Didn't Samus
Sector
grow
Zero.
up with the Mother Brain? Wouldn't she
It's
know?
a unit that doesn't appear in any of our map data.
So
It's a
what now?
place like Turian, where we propagate and raise
In
Metroids.
the manga,
I began
like
to
she was
see what the
on
worst-case
Zebes
scenario
and
would look like.
she hung out with the Chozo and Mother Brain.
The Metroid would be mass-produced.
Really?
And as soon as an AI that could control them was developed, the plan to create a special forces
I believe
unit
so.
modeled after the
I didn't
space
think the
pirates was
Chozo were even
replaced.
on Zebes.
But as the AI called MB spun out of control,
I thought they were on a
the
different
Yeah,
facility
planet
I mean,
became a
that's-
place much like the planet
There's
Zebes.
like a ton of Chozo equipment.
If the
that she
situation
gets
were
from
left
there.
alone,
I thought they were
galactic
from that planet
society
that
would be put in
Prime 1
peril.
takes place on.
Even the ringleaders
No,
of the operation
they
wanted to avoid
they
that.
spread quite a bit
But
across
they
the
still wanted
galaxy.
the Metroids.
They had colonies on SR388, Zebes, They were
decided to
around a bit
capture the
for
Metroids contained in
on Talon
Sector
4
Zero
and
delete the
Aether
rest
in
of the
Prime 2.
facility,
That's a pretty
including the
big
space
hole in the
presence,
Metroid storyline.
and
How
everyone who
does
knew the
a
secret.
species that has propagated itself so far across the
Before the
galaxy
ringleaders could act,
go extinct?
Adam appeared. Adam might have known or
I
suspected the truth about the facility from the beginning.
don't know if they explained it. I think they
Since
like
the ringleaders were members of the
ascended
Galactic
or
Federation,
something,
they could no longer
and
Have
just
they
like,
like left the
explicitly
fate of the
stated that
universe
they're
to you.
extinct?
and so a deleter
Like
was
the
installed
Rapture?
as a member of Adam's team to destroy evidence and plan each subsequent
The
move.
Chozo
I
God
guess.
just took all his chosen.
But having me added on as a member must have disrupted the Galactic Federation's plans. Madeline, thanks for telling me all this. I've got to destroy the Metroids and MB in Sector Zero. You have to remain hidden.
I wish Windows 10 would quit telling me to try Office.
Don't worry. The Galactic Federation CO who's here now will help you. You're safe.
Does
I think
that CO
supposedly
happen to
they were able to
Commander
to
Adam
predict the
Malkovich?
future, and they chose Samus to be the Galactic Savior.
I think that's the explanation I've heard as well.
So it's basically the story of Bardock.
Yeah,
Because
from Dragon Ball Z.
Real leader of this operation is Commander Malkovich.
in the
can't
in Prime
believe
1,
he's here.
they mention one of the artifacts location as being beneath a tower or something. And it's a tower that the space pirates build when they get there long after the Chozo are gone.
You say long after, but it couldn't have been too long after if Samus grew up with the Chozo. And why are there Chozo ghosts in Prime 2?
To haunt. I don't know, maybe they just like haunting people.
So I think-
Ooh, spooky.
I think that spot is where the deleter gets killed, and we
Yeah.
just never see his body. 'Cause he
You'll have
messed
to
with the
search and
wrong
find.
person.
And quite a bit later. And it's like, it's obvious you're supposed to point at that, and then you point at it, because, like, you know that's what you're looking for. And then there's no targeting reticle, because you pointed too soon. So you start looking around the room more. But you were supposed to point longer.
Oh man, I love having screw attack. Makes life so easy.
So now that we came all the way across this sector, now we just go all the way back for no reason.
It doesn't work on these guys. It's time to go fight Pincer.
Oh yeah,
again.
you do get Secret Launcher here. This is the last fight with them.
Yep.
And yeah, I think he starts off the fight in the air, and he, like, you can just charge your beam and wait for him to dive, like, towards you. He kind of tries to ram you, and that's a really good opportunity to just...
Every time. I just cannot get out of the way of this stuff.
Weird. pig. Oh man.
Now it's time for Sector 2, I believe.
I would really like for there to be another way to fight the next boss.
Talking about Nightmare?
Which one's next?
Nightmare, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, what an annoying boss. And then they make you fight him again with the gravity suit, and it's just a total joke.
The second fight is really quick. You can just fire away with, like, as soon as you get his gravity thing out of the way, you could just kill him very quickly with just 5 super missiles. But the first round is in phases, and you have to wait. I was trying to find a combination of attacks that would skip a phase, but wasn't working. You can actually...
Nightmare has a reputation to uphold as an annoying boss, so...
well... It's pretty goofy if you look at fusion speed, like an any percent speed run. He dies super quickly. You can actually shine spark him in this though, but apparently it does barely any damage. Unfortunately.
Is it you in fusion? You shine spark him and kill him quickly.
That would be too convenient, apparently. You could have gone through the door, like, in the foreground earlier on that bridge.
The speed booster.
It's a lot shorter.
I was thinking about that, but I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm going back to it. 'Cause that's a long way around.
Isn't screw attack so nice?
Oh yeah.
It's too bad it's slow.
This is the Pikachu room.
Nice. That's a really nice corridor.
The one is a screw attack.
Makes quick work of that guy, too. I wonder if Samus gets dizzy while rolling around as a ball.
I don't know. Like, I guess her sense of balance would be completely different in this form.
Like, how does her body even contort to that form?
Presumably, I guess it turns from matter to just energy. At least if the Prime games are any indication.
Oh.
But who knows how accurate any of the games are in explaining anything.
Right.
They'll change their minds later on. Just like whatever seems like a cool idea, they'll just rewrite the story to fit into it.
I don't think people mind that much, though. They don't really expect Metroid games to be story heavy.
True.
For that, you must die.
Dang.
I do like how the gravity had effects beyond just during the boss fight, though.
Yeah. Well, except for the fact that you have gravity suit.
Yeah.
Dang it.
But barring that, like, it is pretty much the same idea in the other games where there's no reason why you wouldn't have it.
So, I mean, if she already knows at this point that Adam's not around to object to her using her stuff, why doesn't she use the gravity suit here?
I presume, like, my theory is, my guess is that she's just being defiant and just, like turning off like vital suit parts just to make them irritated, just to get on his nerves. Like, why didn't you activate that sooner?
If that were the case, shouldn't she have gone in the zero suit?
Yeah. You just wanted a certain level of passive aggressiveness. Like he was saying earlier, Samus, activate your Varia suit to protect yourself from heat damage.
Samus, what are you doing?
Nah.
You're being retarded. Turn on your Varia suit.
Yeah, he could have
Nah, I got
I felt
this.
like he should have reread that line with more, what's the word?
Gusto.
Sure.
I just like the word gusto.
More disbelief, I guess.
Probably should have just shine sparked up to the top.
Yeah.
Like, why is this boss even here?
Military applications. It's a pretty much biological warfare research lab. Disguised as a ecosystem wildlife reserve or something.
I like the faceplate designs a bit better in Fusion, I think.
How about the baby face? Oh yeah, I guess this first form takes 6 super missiles.
Later on, Tux.
See ya, Antux. Nice. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think we could. We'll definitely finish before Phil comes on. This is actually pretty close to the end. Well, the end of the first ending.
Main story.
Main story, yeah.
Just a lot of cutscenes.
I should look up how much cutscenes are left. Like, the ending is pretty long, but the credits aren't very integral.
Oh, that is just a lovely face.
Coincidentally, when you said that, I happened to be looking at a pug.
It's almost time to get shot in the back.
Okay. For completely valid reasons, which will not be explained in any capacity. Oh, yeah. That last cutscene is long.
Yeah, I think the credits are the shortest part about the ending.
I'm skimming through it right now. Let's see.
It's like 2 really long cutscenes with a short action segment in between.
That's about 5 minutes of credits.
More slow walking.
What am I looking for? Oh.
I think this is the last walking in the game.
The baby.
This cutscene always makes me wanna play a remake of the second game.
You know, a better reason for why he shot her in the back could have just been, oops, I missed.
Is AM2R finished?
I don't think so.
That's looking
It's a while
really good.
since I checked though.
AM2R, what's that?
Another Metroid 2 remake.
Oh,
It's the one that's actually gonna get finished.
I've played the Game Boy Color refined version of Metroid 2.
It's basically, I mean, it's fan made, but it's very much in the style of Zero Mission.
Ah,
And it has some really
ROM
interesting
hack,
looking
or-
bosses.
is it a ROM hack or is it a fan game?
Pretty unique bosses.
Samus, can you hear my voice?
I read you loud and clear, Adam.
You know what lies up ahead. The Metroids and the artificial intelligence that controls them. The fruit of the Galactic Federation's twisted project.
Yes. So why did you shoot me?
And if you remember
can't
from the
destroy
original
these Metroids.
Metroid 2, it's not very it doesn't really have very many
Do you mean?
boss fights. This
No,
kind
it's
of
got,
rectifies
like,
that.
Just got
Sector
like
Zero
50
Metroids most likely
Metroids to
can't be
fight.
frozen.
What are you talking about?
Somewhere around. Let's see, what did it start with?
There's a strong likelihood that the Metroid's mortal weakness, the
I think it started with 36 and then there were 9 more.
Genetic manipulation.
Something like that.
And if that's true, there's no way you can destroy them.
But that baby earlier, the infant Metroid.
That's the same planet that you go
were able to
to
freeze it.
in Fusion, right?
True.
Yes.
My guess is that it was because it was still in a larval stage. But who
The
can
story
say?
there is that
One thing's for certain.
Metroids
They're definitely
predated
propagating
on
Metroids.
a much worse predator.
Yeah.
Developing bioweapons with an obvious and fatal flaw would be suicide. It's hard to imagine the military mass-producing defective weapons. Then again, none of this makes sense.
So they would have been
Metroids are
fine if
lethal.
they didn't go and
Extinction
exterminate
was a
an
wise
entire
decision.
species. So their response is to exterminate an
Since no
entire
one has the
other
technology to
species.
defeat them, they cannot be allowed to exist.
As much as they like to
Hang on,
create
Adam.
Metroids, they should have just
First, I need to know
created
why
some
you're
more
credited
Metroids.
as the creator of the Metroid Military Program Report.
You would think Samus would know why the Metroids were created in the first place,
I received
being
the
that they were
request to
made
write
by the
report from
Chozo
Galactic Federation headquarters.
that she was raised by.
In that report,
Right.
We
They
don't
outlined
know
the
how old
potential
she was
dangers of
when
such a
they
program.
created them, though.
and explained categorically why it shouldn't be attempted.
I
would assume-
suppose.
I would assume that they must have left her when
HQ,
she was still
listen.
fairly young.
But a small group within the Federation co-opted my report for its own purposes.
I don't recall. I believe she was training with the Chozo, like in her teens at least.
Samus,
But this game
You'll be
shows
fully
her as
recovered
like a
soon.
very young adult.
I have several missions for
Clearly
you.
not
Yeah.
like the Chozo.
This facility appears to be on an intercept course with Galactic
I
Federation.
think she might have been 18 or 19
What
during
Madeline
Zero
Bergman
Mission.
said is correct.
Maybe
There's a
younger.
distinct possibility
Probably-
that this is the start
probably
of an
around
attack
that
by
age.
MB
Well, that was
against
her
the
first
Federation.
mission as a bounty hunter.
One way or another.
That was her
some
first
sort
mission
of
with the
attack is
Federation.
clearly imminent.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You have to
She,
find a way to divert the ship off its
she
intercept
left
course.
the Federation
I've located a survivor in room MW, toward the rear
right
of the bioweapon research center.
at some point before Other
Whoever it
M,
is will be a
because
key
they
witness.
reference her leaving the Federation.
Secure the
I
survivor's safety
think
and defeat
after
Ridley.
Super
He's as much of a threat as
Metroid?
the Metroids. And one last word of
It might
warning.
have been after Super Metroid.
Madeline Bergman is no ally.
But then why did they start calling her a bounty hunter before it's
Or,
established that she's
no,
a
it
bounty
was
hunter?
before Super Metroid.
Yeah, because Super
Hold
Metroid,
on,
they
Adam.
call her a bounty hunter.
What are you planning
Okay.
to do with the Metroids here in Sector 0?
I think she
Leave it to
might
me.
even have left before
I'll deal with
Zero
this.
Mission.
You have a plan for dealing with Metroids
No,
that
it
can't be
was
frozen?
the original was
Just
Sector
leave it
Zero
after
has a
Metroid.
self-
a
Destruct
Federation ordinance thing.
If the sector receives a significant amount of damage,
Yeah, but she could have taken it as a
Unit is programmed
freelance
to detach
for the Federation.
self-destruct. A
Maybe.
powerful explosion
I don't think so,
will
though.
eliminate the Metroids,
I think she
Is
left
she
after
called
Metroid
the bounty
2.
hunter in the first game?
leaving a trace.
Don't you dare,
I'm not
Adam.
sure. I don't think
Let
so.
me go in. I'm
Maybe.
the only one who has a shot against the Metroids.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's after
We
Metroid
have to
2.
take the chance.
Because that's when she gives the last Metroid to the
Please, Adam.
Federation.
You have to trust
Yeah,
me.
and I think that might be the incident they were
You have
referring to
trust
in
me.
this
Just give
game
me a chance.
that caused her to
Samus,
resign from
I wish I could battle Ridley,
from Adam's team.
but I can't. Unlike you, I'm no galactic savior. I'm merely human.
And I
But I can
guess
save you.
Super Metroid took place right after that,
You
because
should be completely healed soon.
that
There isn't much
was
time.
the incident that resulted in
We both need to
Ridley
get started
attacking
on our
the
missions.
station in the first place to capture the Metroid.
I'm sorry for getting a little rough with you.
And then this takes place
Good luck,
right
Samus.
after Super Metroid.
At some point, at least.
Wait!
Yeah, it must have been.
Wait!
Well, at least the intro must have.
Right.
I don't know if anything happened, like, I don't know how much time passed between the tutorial and the actual mission.
It's possible, but knowing Nintendo, I doubt they'll fill that gap with anything.
Yeah, it was probably right after.
Gratuitous butt shot.
Thumbs down.
How many votes do we have?
I don't know if I could ask my own bot, but I could look up the actual file. It's 5-3 still. As a reminder, you can still vote whether to play or skip the cutscenes, and we may or may not have time to go over the plot during them.
I don't really think there's any
it would
more
be a
cutscenes.
lot quicker to skip the ending cutscene.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more cutscenes besides the ending at this point, is there?
Yeah, basically the long one is after the
vanished.
boss, like right before
best
the ending,
The person who understood me best.
and then there's another 5-minute
Closest thing to a
resolution
father I
thing
had.
after that, and
Right.
then there's a kind of
Thoughts swirled through
short.
my head.
There's a pretty
I
short
couldn't come to
cutscene
grips with what had
for
happened.
the final
Such a
ending,
cruel way to say goodbye.
the final epilogue.
I was the only one who witnessed Adam's last moment, and though it shook
Like
me,
maybe a
I
minute,
was
probably
calmer
less.
than I usually am. I think Adam granted me that Eye of the Storm clarity, his final gift to me. There was no time for me to grieve his death, but there was time for me to say, Adam, thank you. Leave the rest to me.
So why do they create an Atom AI for Fusion? Is it like just to piss off Samus?
Probably. They basically record their I would presume what they believe to be their greatest generals or something.
Pretty much anyone of
Greatest
importance.
commanders.
Samus, what are you doing? Turn on your gravity suit. That's an order. Why is it playing the Ridley music here?
Oh yeah. I guess it does, doesn't it? Because they only had like 5 tracks. They had to put something here. They had like Space Ambience 1, Space Ambience 2, Ridley fight, ending cutscene, Space Ambience 3. Oh yeah, a reward for getting 100%. The reward for this one, by the way, is a black screen with green text saying 100%, and Samus saying, perfect, good job. No visuals whatsoever. It also unlocks hard mode, but eh. Yeah, why not just be able to shoot it while it's down? Guess it has to be a fair fight.
That's not even a fair fight.
It's true. Super missiles will wreck it in like 10 seconds.
Like my fight against Reader last night.
Yeah.
Or night. For me, at least.
Oh, jeez. My sensor bar turned off.
It gets a little hectic when you, if you don't get the missiles in fast enough. Like if it's turned the wrong way and for some reason it doesn't connect. Nightmare face Samus, please. Oh. Well, this doesn't bode well. Yeah, you don't have enough. You'll need to refill missiles.
Face only a mother could love.
Low battery, you only have like 4 hours of battery life left.
Oh.
Dang. You could get across from it, and like with the well-timed missile, you could have the vortex kind of suck it into Nightmare's face, or you could I think you could hit him when he's like point blank.
Spamming too much.
You would need to get up on the next level to do that. Okay, there we go. Eesh. Can you get far enough away to recover?
I think I can get in the doorway and recover. Nope.
Dang. Yeah, if he does it again, just go up to the second level and try to fight him from across the way.
Hey, Summer.
That's what I should have done the first time.
Yeah.
Stupid piece of crap.
That's more like it. In your face.
Literally. Good luck with the Metroids. It's another case where it's easier if you finish them off sooner. For some reason, when you kind of wait on the Metroids to or if you're unable to finish off the Metroids quickly, they actually spawn on a timer, so there can be all 6 of them at once just lunging at you. So when you're first fighting them, it's a huge pain.
Yeah, I seem to recall having some trouble with that my first time.
But if you deal with them right away, you'll only have 3 of them on the last round. And you could actually freeze them before they attach, before they latch on, or before they unfreeze as well. Yeah, basically straight back the way you came.
The Queen's not really hard. The only thing about the Queen that's kind of hard is that they don't tell you you have power bombs. You're just supposed to remember from that one power bomb that you used in the intro that, oh yeah, I could lay power bombs.
Yep. Right next to where the last survivor of the station is.
And even if you remember that you have power bombs, you still have to pause the menu to activate them.
Actually, you don't have to activate the power bombs. They're just like already
But you have to pause.
enabled. It just doesn't tell you they were.
Well, no, if you don't pause it, you can't ever actually get that full charge.
You can. It just you can only do it like as soon as you're inside the stomach. If you're just holding the button, it won't actually start charging. You have to press it after you're inside. Like after you gain control.
This elevator is bound for Sector 1.
I guess new Smash Bros. DLC came out today.
And also, strangely, the rate at which it drains your health, it drains more slowly when you're lower on health, so at least I think it does. It definitely seems like it.
Oh man, my battery's low. I can actually get up in here now.
Low battery.
You're probably better off just going through the door.
Probably.
See, there's a ball shooter here. Where does that take you?
I think it takes me pretty close to it.
Okay. And the mini-map is like so different from the actual map when you're going through that ball shooter tunnel.
Yeah.
No idea what it's representing. Oh yeah, then you can shine spark up that spiral tree trunk. I think. Yeah, you should be able to.
If I could ever get a speed booster off.
Yeah, I try to go close to the trunk. It's like the slightest thing that gets in your way is gonna interrupt it. There you go. Okay.
How long does the last segment take again when you're speedrunning it?
Probably
After
like
the post-credits?
16 minutes. It's a pretty long trip through Sector 2.
I mean the post-credits part?
Yeah.
Where you, okay.
Less than 20 minutes, generally. If you're not familiar with the strats for everything, it'll probably still be less than half an hour.
The main thing is just knowing how to deal with those things that get the power bomb.
There's a few of them in the way. I see 3, I think. But, yeah. We'll get to that when we get to it. There's a kind of strategy against them, but it's a little random as well.
James.
The deleter.
Anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
I'll try to beat it before you get back.
Excellent.
Ridley. What could have happened?
You know what that is. Why will you ask what could have happened? You know that that's Metroid predation. SpaghettiOs.
Stay away!
Alright, how did the Seeker Locker doors work out for you?
The what?
The Seeker doors?
Oh. I mean, I got hit by a SpaghettiO once.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I mean, they're not really a problem if you know you can charge up before you go into your missile view.
Yeah.
Metroid eggs. It can't be.
Every once in a while, if you shoot at the wrong time, one of the missiles will get blocked by a SpaghettiO.
My problem that got me hit was that I locked onto the wrong one on the door that had 5. So I have to lock on the middle one.
You shouldn't have to.
It wouldn't do it unless I locked onto the middle one.
Huh. I thought I've locked on to other ones before.
You can test it on Sunday.
I can, yeah. Because, like, if you lock on to enemies, typically it'll... Interesting. Typically it'll, auto-target. So these Metroids take 3 missiles to kill, or 3 regular missiles to kill, or 1 super missile. For some reason... when you're using Seeker missiles, sometimes you can kill them with, like, 2 Seeker missiles. So on the last phase, you can just shoot, like, 2 super missiles and it'll kill all 3 of them. So that leads me to believe either there's splash damage, which is a possibility, because of the issue with the roly-polies earlier, or there's or the Seekers just do more than a missile's worth of damage, which I don't think is really the case, because it doesn't always happen.
It seems like splash damage would be reasonable in that case.
Now, wasn't it the radiation of SR-388 that allows a Queen Metroid to... or that allows Metroids to evolve?
I'm not sure if there's any mention of radiation, but they generally, like, the only one, there's something in their DNA that only allows a special Metroid to grow up fully to become a queen.
Right. But
And the rest of them only get up to Omegas, I think.
and they can only do so on SR-388.
You want to use super missiles on the crystals, by the way.
Wow.
It's so weird. Like this specific fight, you have to be, you have to really time your missiles because for some reason they specifically don't lock on to her crystal things, or they lock on, but they don't seek.
We still have to fight the Metroids again.
Yeah, that's nice. Also, hey K16. Glad you can make it.
There will be a little bit more after this.
Yeah, there's Phil's run. Oh, as well as the epilogue of this.
Yeah, I was talking about that. But yeah, Phil is coming up as well. So I think I'm going to bed after this fight.
It's almost midnight for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sticking around for the commentary.
Nah, it's fun.
I like how the Metroid Queen just dodged a missile by breathing.
This facility will intersect Galactic Federation orbit in approximately 30 seconds. This facility will intersect Galactic Federation orbit in approximately 30 seconds.
This is a fun boss fight as well. It would have been nice to have the Queen in a few more games.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Warning. Emergency brakes engaged. Brace for
This is
impact.
probably my favorite fight in the game. I think it was a well done 3D rendition of the Queen.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with the Metroid hatchers in Prime 3.
Oh, I guess you were right.
Yep.
I don't know why it never worked for me before without pausing it.
You might have just like hit shoot like just a little bit too early. Because you don't gain control right away, actually. I don't think. There might be a little bit of time between when you're swallowed and when you gain control. So that might have just, made it
like a 30-minute
impossible to
cutscene.
charge a power bomb before.
Yes, this is the game where Adam died.
Yeah, right after he shot Samus.
I mean, yeah, it goes to show you, if you shoot Samus, you're probably gonna die.
Don't come any closer.
my line of thinking is he figured he's basically going on a suicide mission, so he might as well get a shot in before he dies.
Easy. I won't.
Like,
come
I've been
any
wanting to
closer
do this
until
for
you
like
say so.
4 years.
My name
Oh
is
man, they've got
Samus.
those annoying.
Now
power bomb
I
guys
finally
all
have
over
an
the
excuse.
walls in this room.
I know the situation here, and I know how you must feel. I'm here to secure your safety. May I come closer? What's your role at this facility?
I'm responsible for all operations. My name is Madeline Bergman.
And there's still time to donate to skip the cutscenes. We'll probably skip the credits anyway. There's not really any relevance, but
What you met was MB. She's an android.
that's like 5 minutes.
She was created with the intellectual data of Mother
It's a good
Brain,
5-minute save.
Consequently developed Mother Brain's consciousness as well.
What? The Federation's foolish plan. Mother Brain's rampage. Everything that happened here was just as Madeline, or rather MB, had told me.
I feel like if we wind up sitting through this, we might as
Person who
well watch the
system
last
to
one
stop
anyway.
MB's rampage and sent out the
The pretty
distress
goofy
call
moment.
had to be the person standing before me. It had to be Madeline Bergman.
Bark, bark.
MB was the artificial intelligence originally developed to regenerate and control space pirate special forces. Because we wanted it to control these special forces through telepathy, we were forced to model its infrastructure after Mother Brain. At that time, MB didn't have a human form. Before long, we started to see the viability of creating Metroid clones.
Yeah, he said, I mean,
MB started
they
to
are
take
in
on
space,
her
why
shape.
wouldn't they have hologram IDs?
But why?
Because we needed the first Metroid hatchling to recognize MB as its mother.
No, this is not the
She had
origin
to take on
story
the
of
form
Mother
of a living
Brain.
thing. With
This
that
is
as our
the
theoretical
origin story
basis,
of
we were able to
MB,
create the
a
ideal
clone
relationship
of
with
Mother
the
Brain,
Metroid,
basically.
one that wasn't based on dominance or control.
I remember the
But not
baby
really a
hatching
clone in
before
the
my
strictest sense of a
eyes.
clone. It's more like a computer
When
program
it attacked Mother Brain in order
designed
to
to
save me,
imitate Mother
that
Brain.
was the result of the kind of ideal relationship
Yeah,
they
basically.
were trying to develop with MB. They found the perfect means of control and started propagating Metroids in Sector 0. At the same time, they were conducting genetic manipulation experiments to create unfreezable Metroids.
It's like when people will just make
Apparently, the queen I met earlier was the
so-called
first of
Mario
these propagated
clones in
Metroids to
Game Maker
mature.
or something. They're not really using any of the
Wanted to
coding
preserve
from
her as a control
from it.
specimen, so
They're
they had
just
left her genes
trying to
unaltered.
build something similar to it.
The fact that she'd grow into a queen was something not even Madeline and her team could have predicted. Only special infants had the genetic...
Would you assume they run on batteries? This is the future.
Once our MB was in a human form, she excelled.
They could pull
As
energy
an
out of the
interface
cosmos,
between
maybe.
us and them, her skills with personal interaction humanized her to a great extent.
It's probably referring to the low battery icon on that periodically pops up.
Her confidence
Does that
was
pop up during
unwavering,
cutscenes?
and her ability
I
to
don't think
learn
so.
was greater than we'd expected.
Oh, okay.
Then
Well, never mind then.
she
It
developed
does
emotions.
specifically
He's-
mention the
he's
ID.
referring to the
Sense
fact
of
that the
herself.
hologram ID.
She began
So that's
asserting
the
her
power
own
source.
thoughts, and her opinions began to contradict ours. It's quite typical for artificial intelligence to evolve as a result of self-analysis.
So
However,
if your
there's no
battery was
precedent
dead,
for
you
an
wouldn't be able
AI
to show
like
your
MB
ID.
developing emotions.
It'd be funny if they
It's
put that
possible
in
that
during
interactions
cutscenes.
with
If
the
your
Metroids
battery
brought
was
her
low,
about,
the
but we
hologram
don't
would
know
just
for
like
sure.
flicker, and she would have to
The newly
You'd have
hatched
to
infant took to her
replace the
like his mother.
batteries.
And perhaps at that moment, MB
That would
began
suck
to
for
develop a
speedrunning.
soul.
Well, no, because
It was all
you can skip
conjecture.
cutscenes in speedruns.
But the idea wouldn't leave my mind.
That's true.
And that was when we
Depends
decided
on
to
if
alter
they're
our
scripted
AI
or
program.
an actual cutscene.
Yeah, true.
A human-like existence, but one without feelings. To make MB less than human, the researchers had to deny her that consciousness. I knew this.
Oh, you could check which
But in
cutscene
my
to
heart,
play.
I felt sympathy for MB.
On the day we were going to alter MB's program. Right before my eyes. I watched her being restrained.
Stop! What are you doing to her?
These orders are from above. Take her away.
Wait!
She reached out to me and asked me for help. But there was nothing I could do.
What's happening?
My presence that day caused a disturbing reaction in her. She was fixated on me.
Madeline had taken to calling MB Melissa. She took the initials MB and told the AI they stood for Melissa Bergman.
Like I was
MB
all about
liked that
Madeline.
name. It made it sound like Madeline was calling her daughter. Once she felt abandoned and hunted by that same Madeline, MB telepathically commanded the Special Forces to revolt. The facility fell into complete chaos and suffered widespread damage.
MB was trying to get revenge on the Federation Army. And on us. It's possible all humans have become the target of her hatred.
With the space pirates under her control, she was able to propagate the Metroids in Sector 0, even creating a Queen Metroid. She was well armed and planning her attack on the Galactic Federation. But Adam and I crushed her plan completely. And now,
Just
you
remembering
could guess where she
MB's
was and what she
final
planned next.
lines,
She's back
her
to
final
Joe.
delivery.
And her hatred is entirely focused on you
Why?
right now.
Can't be any worse than the ending of Star Wars Episode 3.
You think?
Wait, MB, calm down. Please listen.
Madeline, step back!
I mean, we were wrong. It's all over.
Madeline!
I was not wrong. The humans were foolish, and I was forced to bring judgment on them. And yet, because of you, I failed.
Point harder,
You must
Samus.
understand the weight of your crime. You must pay the price for what you've done.
Please, MB. We have to get past this.
I win this standoff, for I have
You will
pointed
all
my
be
gun the
judged.
hardest.
It's okay now. I won't ever fail you again.
I like how the final boss here, this final showdown, essentially is the point off.
I didn't know that the first two times I went through, kept killing everything.
Yeah,
So I just accidentally hit it.
yeah, you don't have to kill anything. You don't have to shoot MB at all. You just have to point at her. Deliberately. Decisively.
Hopefully I got my pointer in the right position.
Good luck with that. Yeah, Mark, that was a while ago.
What's that sound?
Those things. That's just horrible. They're all over the wall.
It would be interesting to know if you could actually kill all of them.
I think it spawns new ones, no, I'm not sure.
I don't think you could survive long enough. Plus, you can't kill those things. You can't use anything but your first-person view.
Madeline, stay close to me.
You can kill them with enough damage. I think people have killed one in like their first playthroughs. But there's just so many of them, and they do recover health when they're low. Just randomly though, so sometimes they just don't. So maybe if you're really lucky and you have...
It's not just a point, you have to press A.
Do you? Oh. Thought you had... Oh. Okay.
It'll just hang on the feed for a second, just because I didn't press A. I was like, why is it in bullet time? Why isn't it going on ahead?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wouldn't they be shooting Samus?
And if you watch closely at the bullets, I don't think any of them actually hit.
Not that I think they could go through her power suit anyway.
Maybe the first one hit? I don't know. But it looks like all of them went through her jacket or through her hair.
Yeah, I think the first one might have struck, but like you said, the rest of the ones are all to the side.
Way off.
Stop! Don't move!
Melissa!
Hey, are you okay? Hey, man down over there too! I'm getting you out of here.
Well, who's to say it's fictional? Maybe it just does take place in the future.
You can leave the rest to us.
Maybe someone traveled back in time and wrote this story.
Madeline!
Wait, Aaron. Unfortunate what happened to Commander Malkovich.
And what is she to restrict? Please elaborate.
Truly a tragic day. Would you agree, Aaron? Sadly, with them gone, you're just an outsider. And given your unofficial status, I cannot allow you contact with the witness. With your predilection for transporting illegal cargo like infant Metroids, I must ask that you restrict your... Time for the lady to go home. Someone escort her.
Yes, sir. Time for us to go. Come on, princess.
What? Stop right there. Who are you?
Anthony Hicks, sir. Galactic Federation Platoon 7. I need to secure the safety of any survivors. Commander Malkovich's orders and the purpose of this mission.
What?
Authorized by the chairman of the Galactic Federation. Of course.
What do you mean, the chairman?
Man,
Already am
you
stopped,
guys
sir.
really quick. I mean, if I hadn't stopped the engines, we might have missed each other. Crazy. Crazy how something good can come out of something bad. Whoa. Didn't mean to wake her.
Very anime.
Guess I ought to be quiet.
Anthony was trying to be courteous to Madeline. She was exhausted and had only just fallen asleep. She needed the rest. She had a lot of explaining to do once she got to Galactic Federation headquarters. For herself and for Melissa.
Still can't get my head around it. What a crazy mission.
Anthony sighed as he muttered to himself. What would have happened if we hadn't been called there? Might the furious MB have attacked the Galactic Federation and brought about its utter destruction? Melissa wasn't insane, no. One day, a consciousness simply bloomed within her. And those that caused it to bloom, the humans, called it insanity. I was the insane one. That was what Madeline muttered softly as she sank into sleep. The selfish conceits of humans drove MB to violence. It was their distorted perceptions and greed that awoke such fury in the fledgling girl's heart. Her thought was to punish the foolish and conceited. But MB could not complete her mission. As Melissa, she was defeated. With their one vulnerability overcome, the Metroids were indestructible. If some fool just following orders
We're
had
almost there,
taken
battled up.
savage creatures to those who sought them. I can't imagine what would have happened if Adam hadn't recognized the looming danger. But the cost was far too great. Why did Adam have to pay with his life? For me, I couldn't believe he was dead. For the first time, I questioned his choice.
What do you mean for the first time you questioned his choice?
No
That wasn't
objections.
the first time.
Right, lady?
I heard Adam's voice in my head. And I knew in my heart that he had made the right decision. Just as he had so many years ago.
I wonder what's harder between piloting a ship with a cannon for an arm or typing with boxing gloves on your hand.
His death.
Who types
And
with
for the
boxing
first
gloves on their
time,
hand?
I gave him a thumbs up.
Strong bad.
Oh,
just in case he
right.
was watching over me.
Speedmail. That was my terrible strong bad impression.
His amused
Here,
expression
the
looked
cheat
as
have
though
a
he wanted
trophy.
to say something. His face and Adam's swirled together.
I got it out of Strongside's
That
room.
last smile as Adam drifted away.
How big is Anthony, by the way?
Uh,
Because she's like 6 feet plus.
he's like super Swedish levels of height.
He's like Shaq.
It says in the bios, I think it's like 6'4" or something.
No, he's way more than that.
Yeah, it looks massive standing next to her.
And she's not a small woman.
Yeah.
Samus is like super tall for a female. Okay, how do I skip the credits?
I think
That's
they
how.
just cinematically adjusted her height.
Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the bottle ship. A mission that will most likely be carried out in the next day or two. I'm heading toward the bottle ship now. I'm going to rescue something that was left there. Something that can't be replaced.
Alright, I need you to direct me to the shortest path.
Okay. So for now, go the only way you can go.
Gotcha.
Basically, you'll go to the basically to the elevator, and then you'll realize the little lift thing that takes you up to the control room is no longer powered, so you just have to blow up a power bomb door instead.
Oh man, I messed up my shine spark.
I'm going to say goodnight right now, at least.
Alright.
See ya.
See you, Canyon.
I need to sleep. Thanks for streaming, and thanks chat for watching, and all that stuff.
Gonna tune in a little bit on Friday. I think Brit's streaming at like 11 your time.
If I can get the time, I probably will be there for the start at least.
Okay, maybe for Gendarmes or Baltus's runs. Those are in the mornings.
Yeah, I might be babysitting my nephew and niece, so I don't know.
Okay.
But if I'm free, I'll definitely be there.
Sweet. Night, dude.
I don't want that. How do we get that?
Okay, so for the powerbomb door things, I typically lead off with a super missile. It does like pretty massive damage, and there's a little bit of a risk of them recharging their health if they're around long enough, but you'll usually be pretty okay. You'll usually kill it fast enough. Basically, it seems like any charge shot has an increasingly higher chance to stun it, so you could lethal strike it.
I think I usually just lay another power bomb.
I don't think another power bomb kills them. I think it cancels their health regeneration when they're doing that, but still. There's also a really long timer for how soon you're able to plant another power bomb. after the next power bomb door. You're basically gonna pop into the hallway after Nightmare and just backtrack through there.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't get a super missile off right away, it might be better just to stick with charge beams instead. Because it's pretty hard to hit them when they're in motion. So basically, right now, in the plot, the Federation is about to just destroy the ship, because it goes against regulations and junk and stuff, and they already extracted all the survivors. And she wants to go back to pick up Memento.
Oops. That was too soon.
Dang. You could also just jump up the platforms.
I think it's still quicker for me to go back and shine spark. It takes a long time to go up those platforms.
It varies. It's about, I want to say 10 seconds to go back and forth. I might be thinking of Fusion though. So it would probably be about the same. No, she already has the hairpiece. When you get through the first ending and get past the credits, it'll display the hairpiece in your file select. There's a different thing that shows up after the epilogue. All those blue dots. I like the way it looks. It's like Christmas lights.
So when you're not going around collecting stuff, it's mainly just a long walk.
Yes.
I believe this is the first time I have just run right through it.
Yeah, I think so. Because in hard mode, you don't go through here. Also, this hallway is gonna have a power bomb door like in the middle. It's kind of easy to miss if you're not looking at it.
How am I turning around? I'm just holding back.
Okay, so time for the gauntlet. I like this section. Some people don't, but it really gives you a good chance to show off the various ways to tackle enemies throughout the game once you're fully powered up. You can pretty much lead off the first wave with a power bomb, because you have a power bomb, and then as you fight things, you're kind of waiting for the power. Well, your power bomb is typically going to be on cooldown for the most part. You can take out the second wave with a super missile to each of the rollies, and like the Seekers, as a result, will wind up killing the invisible guy. So the next wave is 2 Beyblades, I believe, which you could just screw attack. Is it 2 waves of 2 Beyblades, I think?
No, it's 1 wave and then a wave of pirates.
Okay, I think the pirates I usually power bomb, but like it's probably about as fast to just screw attack or just wave beam them, I guess. They're really weak.
There's 2 waves of Pikachus.
Yeah, this third door has 4 Pikachus each wave. You could just screw attack them as well. And the fourth door is starts off with key hunters, so I always use a power bomb there just because they're so annoying to deal with. Like, every step you take is going to be a sense move on accident. Followed by red pirates.
I didn't plan on doing any stepping.
And then there's the fifth door.
This guy again.
Yeah, I typically fight the first one normally with like super missiles. And the second one I just like destroy instantly. Oh dang. Sitting you out of Morphball too?
Mm-hmm.
nice that it gives you a full health refill right after.
Got any tips for Phantom?
Yeah, if you want to try, there's a really satisfying way to kill him. It's kind of hard to pull off, but it's interesting. Like you might want to target him just so you can see his health bar. It actually does. The game kind of has a automatic scan visor basically to let you know your progress. You won't be able to do much other than just fire beams at him at first until he destroys all the windows. Laying an occasional power bomb just whenever you can. Like every 10 seconds or something like that, whatever the cooldown is. And then once his eye comes through, like, his eye will just poke inside the area, and you can actually screw attack it, and it does massive damage.
Really?
Yeah, it's huge. The problem is the blue spheres will knock you out of screw attack, so primarily focus on trying to dodge those. And luckily your hitbox is pretty big. It's decently big enough that basically if you're even remotely close to the window, you're gonna hit the eye. And also, like every time you hit it with the screw attack, you have to land again in order to be able to hit it again.
Damn, I think this is the first time I've ever died to Phantom.
Once you get the hang of it, he does so quickly. It's really nice. The alternative is standing all the way in the back, just chipping away at it slowly with charge beams and maybe super missiles.
That's the easy way.
Yeah. I think it might be comparable time to die and fight it again the cool way. You'll want to prioritize defense first and foremost. It's true, K16. It would have been nice to have a horn for the speed booster. Yeah, I'm not sure if Blau can look at the health bar while he's playing, but for those of you watching at home, it's pretty cool to just watch it drain. Like every attack.
It does do a lot of damage. Oh, jeez.
I need to find a good time during a speed run to scan it for the health bar, because like you wind up
Right
just,
at the
like,
beginning,
spending.
right?
Yeah, but like you're shooting it. Like if you lock onto it, then it'll start trying to shoot missiles instead, and you can't hit it with missiles through the glass, so it winds up wasting time. Maybe you could use super missiles. They're about as effective as power bombs. Pretty decent damage, but probably like half as much as screw attack.
I think I usually have a lot more energy tanks when I fight Phantom. That's probably why I died.
Ooh.
She gets out of her power suit for no discernible reason.
Madeline, thanks for telling me all this. I've got to destroy the Metroids and MB in Sector 0. You have to remain hidden.
No! Samus!
Don't worry. The Galactic Federation CO, who's here now, will help you.
Yeah.
Self-destruction protocol
I love that
activated.
music's just starting to
Please
pick up
evacuate
in
the facility immediately.
the obligatory Metroid escape sequence. And hey, it's Ridley's music, because why not?
Yeah, it's one of the 5 tracks.
5 minutes.
I don't know how many tracks there are in the soundtrack.
Please evacuate the facility immediately.
How do I slide again?
Nice.
4 minutes until detonation. Please evacuate the facility immediately.
This wound up being timed pretty nicely.
Oh, that's supposed to...
Feels almost ready. It's so weird how, like, all of a sudden you have a sliding mechanic. Oh, nice, you didn't fall all the way down. Good job. I was waiting in anticipation to find out whether or not you would.
I might have if I had thought about it, but I didn't think about it and just jumped. I think I did fall all the way down during my Let's Play.
A lot of, like, even people who have speedrun the game will still every once in a while just jump straight into the foreground, right, like, directly into the pit on the bottom. Directly into the gap in the walkway. Great job.
Sweet, I'm completely done.
Waiting, Adam.
Yeah.
There's 20 minutes left till fill time. That should be just enough time to get to the last cutscene, right?
Yeah. That's not even long. I think that's pretty much it.
I wanted to save the Furby. 31%.
All right. I think I typically grab like 4 energy tanks personally. It would probably be ideal to only grab 2, but they're really quick to get.
$5 hours and 32 minutes.